We've been talking about this style of deck for a long time. I think I want to start this deck tech by giving a shout out actually to Burnt Taco 77. Burnt Taco, I really think in a lot, like I've been kind of following this development a lot. I think Burnt Taco it definitely deserves a huge credit for kind of popularizing this spells focused variant of Breach that's not focused on like the Grinding Station Urza Saga version. I think this is close to his most recent list, pretty close to his last posted on Twitter. Give him a follow, he's got a Patreon, all that good stuff. You can kind of see the differences between what he's got here and what I have. But I for a long time I've been kind of looking at this archetype, and I've been messing around, seeing if I had any thoughts, any iterations that could, be a different variants, different enough for the stream. And after a little bit of work, I've kind of finally hammered it out enough to make it to the stream. And so, like, really what I wanted to do that's different from the more stock versions, and I know it's not, like, super, super crazy, but I want to play Counterspell. I know this is, like, kind of, like, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not sure. But, like, one thing I've been playing a lot of combo decks against, like, the spell-based Breach versions, because I've been on, like, this combo tear, and I just, like, know they don't have Counterspell. I just know that they're only on Spell Pierce, and it's, like, so much easier to play against them, and it's also true, like, you just go into race mode against them. But with Counterspell, like, what I love about Counterspell in this archetype is you get to buy so much time, you get to really slow the game, so you have 4 or 5 lands in play, and then just win the game with a Breach. Or also, like, this version, I think more so than most other versions, kind of plays Underworld Breach like it's a Treasure Cruise or a Dig Through Time, and kind of like the old Blue-Red Delver variants of old. You could play 4 copies, we're only playing 3 right now. I think like, I don't know if I want to do 2 Iconoclast 4 Breach, or 3/3, but right now I'm on 3/3. But like, this is kind of your big card advantage spell, beside also in addition to iteration, in a deck that's full of cheap 1-for-1s. That's kind of the idea. And then Iconoclast is, I think, better than Ledger Shredder. I think it's definitely better than Murktide if you're playing Breach. I tried for a while to, like, play both Breach and Murktide together. You can still play, like, maybe one Murktide, but I think for the most part you just are not that interested in it. But Iconoclast is kind of like, is just like a generically good card in your deck with Mishra's Bauble, all these cheap spells, but is also like kind of like a combo card with Underworld Breach, where you get to go Breach, Iconoclast, Bauble a bunch, Manamorphose a lot, and just like really get yourself in a overwhelming position to just win the game. I'm also playing 1 Grapeshot. I'm not sure the Grapeshot is 100% necessary, but I think especially with the Manamorphoses, this will let you close out games that you just couldn't close out otherwise, and I think you'll end up siding it out against some fair matchups, but I think that I'm happy enough to have access to the first copy. Yeah, we're the ones playing Spell Pierce today. Again, like, so another thing too is, like, I've been working on this list for a while, just trying to figure out, like, is there a way to innovate on the archetype at all, and I feel like it really came together really nicely last night, and I'm pretty happy with where it is at the moment. Again, the numbers I'm not 100% sure on are like these are all like your 2-mana threats, basically. You have 7 2-mana threats is kind of how I'm looking at it. With no way to loot away Breach, like no Ledger Shredders, I think you want 3. It's close. It's definitely close. Like, I've been liking 4 and Prowess a lot. So we'll keep an eye on that. Also with Consider and, like, Iteration, you have a lot of card selection to find a Breach, and we'll see. That's the deck. Sideboard's not too crazy. Let's go. Yeah. A lot of similar versions to this deck. So this is just kind of, I guess, my take on the archetype. Sugar Daddy, 29 months. Thank you. Alright, well, we're going to keep this hand. This hand looks sick. Smilton, the 13 months, thank you. Why only 2 Manamorphose? Kurt seems like 4 of other decks like this. So that was actually a place I was stuck for a really long time, was like, oh, this is like a pretty easy peasy, lemon squeezy 4 of Manamorphose. Like, oh no, we're up against Scales. I guess we have Brotherhood End. We have sideboard cards, but Scales is a really, really good deck. Okay, I think that it is, like, exceedingly unlikely this Ragavan can get through next turn, so I think I'm supposed to lead on Channeler and then go Iconoclast Bauble on turn 2. We'll see. Would have loved to be on the play here. So, like, one thing is, like, on your Breach turns, you really only need one Manamorphose to, like, loop and go through your deck. Obviously, like, having 3 or 4 would make that, a bit of an easier thing to do. Have I considered Balmore? Balmore sucks. Balmore's completely unplayable. Sorry. I really dislike threats, 2-mana threats in Modern that are, like, only good if you have, like, if you've already made a lot of tokens with Iconoclast. You already have, like, cards in hands and creatures in play. Then this is when the card is good. I just really am not into it. Alright, pretty good turn 2. I don't think I want to trade Channeler for Hangerback. I think that the flying creature is pretty important. Also with Breach, having the Channeler is important. Nice to be back as always. Thank you, Shook Up. T-Pass at the 36. I don't play as Temporal Trespass. I've tried to mess with it a few times. It's usually like worse than Murktide. Yeah, I saw that tweet. We could look at that deck later maybe. That deck was awesome. Hopefully they're just on Saga token this turn. What's the reason you are all of a sudden playing so many Breach decks? It's just I've realized better than I thought, or what? Well, this is like a pretty common thing when you're brewing and you're like invested in a format. It's a combination of a lot of things, but let me see if I can figure out the tree. But like usually like when you're brewing like a deck and you realize, oh, Breach is like can be played in other decks other than just as like this combo piece, and all of a sudden like before, I can't remember what set it was. It was several months ago. Like I like was working on the it's basically the exact same Izzet Prowess deck that people are playing now with Sprite Dragon. It was almost exactly the same, and I had it like months ago. And I don't know, it just kind of like all cascaded. Like, you know, it's good here. Let's try it over here. Just I don't know. There's not necessarily a super specific reason other than the fact that this is kind of how brewing works, I guess. Alright, I think we'll go ahead and cast Consider here and try to get Delirium. Do you get Delirium? Wouldn't hate the second Channeler, though. Alright, I think we can Graveyard this and maybe have a really crazy Breach turn. Maybe not next turn, though. So, yeah, this is like... Yeah, this is, you know, just kind of what happens, right? Like, you'll explore something for the first time in a shell. You'll find that it's better than you thought in the past, and then you'll be just, you know, interested in trying it in other places, and like ideas branch off and have other ideas, and you know, we've just been messing around with Breach in a lot of shells because of it, and other people have too. Yeah, other people have too, of course. Manamorphose in the Counterspell deck? Yeah, you know, you can actually Manamorphose and then cast Counterspell. if you want to. We only have 2 copies. It's, you know, kind of a combo card. It's good with Channeler and Iconoclast. Am I dead? I don't think I'm dead. Without Scales, I don't think they can kill me with the Nexus this turn. It's also kind of hard for them to go in on it with, like, me having all this mana up too, right? Alright, they're not casting any other spells this turn. I think I just need to counter anything here. Holy shit. Zach with the 10 gifted subs. Thank you so much. You got a gifted sub from Zach, make sure to thank him. And if you have anything you want to say, Zach, it'll give you a shout out, or I don't know. Minor misstep, huh? What are we doing here? I do feel like I need to find a removal spell, although they have double Nexus. If I had found a land, I could have potentially tried to go for the Grapeshot kill. We'll probably have to do that next turn. Let's just go ahead and cast Consider. We're looking for a red removal spell here. Okay, I'll keep that on top. And I think I'll just go ahead and attack for 3, pass back. LP, MQ, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Happy 50th birthday. It's your birthday, Zach, or my birthday? 50th birthday today. Congratulations. Congratulations making it to 50. Celebrate. Do something you want to usually do. Any thoughts on Raw Priest so spoiled? Does play some artifact? I think the card is completely unplayable. And in fact, you have to like play with Grounder after you're like a pump spell deck, or like not pump spell, but like a heroic prowess deck. That's my opinion, though. I thought you were playing Murktide. Yeah, not Murktide. We're basically it's you know it's almost like Breach over Murktide, but like Iconoclast becomes like really good in the shell, in my opinion. Thoughts on Iconoclast for Shredder? Seems the Jessica versions prefer Shredder. Yeah, I think that Iconoclast is like better, especially if you're playing Counterspell. Where you just get to sit back on this like while you're slowing the game down and passively winning the game, but it's a conversation. It's not like 100% one way or the other, I think. So no Murktide. You could phrase it that way. Considered Pattern Matcher as a Karn target and some. Let's see, copy. If you type ! card Pattern Matcher, I'll read it. I think he bought this exact season. Yeah, but I mean, I can also potentially find a Heat. One seems very mid for Modern. People say this literally every set. I actually think... I also say this a lot of sets, but like for real this time, I think one is going to be like one of the most impactful sets for Modern in recent memory. One is going to be one of, huh? Yeah, it's so hard for them to go in on the Nexus with me having this mana up. Like I have 5 cards in my hand. Pattern Matcher. When Pattern Matcher enters battlefield, search your library for a card with the same name as another creature you control, reveal it, put in your hand, and shuffle. Seems a little narrow. I could be wrong. Is Iconoclast better in the Saga version I played than Shredder? I mean, that version, yeah, because that's a, like, artifact-focused show. I think so. I'm like, honestly shocked they're going for it here. Yeah, Bolt or Heat does it because they only have 3 counters here, right? Unless I'm missing something. So we have 3 looks and 7 hits, and 39 is pretty good. All right. Miss. Hits. Let's go. Let's go. So now I'm kind of looking for a land. There we go. Awesome. So very likely to just win with Breach this turn. We'll see. Yeah, I'm honestly shocked that they went for it there. It's just like so hard for this to work. Spike's last sequence was likely complete off stream because of internet issues. It was completed on stream. I just like nobody saw it because of the issues. I think it was. I think what happened, or I talked to AT&T. And my upload speed was, like, really being thrashed. But my download speed was, like, still fine, so I was able to play. Okay, so block. Take 6 plus 3 plus 6. So that's 9 plus 6, 15. All right. Good old Breach, Bolt. Maybe they felt there was on the out. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if that's a feeling that was true, but... Right, block here, take 6, 9, yeah. Just gotta make sure I don't lose Delirium, which is gonna be easy enough. You say the new set will be highly impactful to Modern. What in my opinion of the hard series so far? Yeah, okay, so I want to, I guess, clarify, impactful in the context of a standard set, but the heavy impact hitters so far are like Tyvar. Nihiri is not gonna be a heavy hitter, but Nihiri is gonna be like somewhat playable. Well, let me get the full spoiler out because there's a lot. And again, it's also true. Like I haven't seen the leak or anything, but we don't even have the full set. But Hellraiser, I think, is nuts. I think this card is ridiculous. This is definitely heavy hitter material. I'm honestly like thinking about this more. I'm kind of surprised this is as efficient as it goes. Definitely a card designed for Modern. This card's crazy. Jace is fringe playable. Storm might be fringe playable because it just doesn't die to anything. Rex probably won't see much play. People will try it. Grin's Zenith is not... No, that was not good. That was not good. We were talking about the other day. Raw Priest, fringe playable. Misstep, sideboard card. Tyvar, Nahiri, Tyvar. The new Jace is okay too, but these cards are really good. This card, Malakar, I thought there was an official version of it, but I think this card's really, really good. 3 mana, 1/1. Make a golem through 3 artifacts, and if at your instep, if you 3 or more artifacts entered, you make another golem, which is, I think, pretty solid. Has a lot of brew potential too, which is exciting. I remember not hating Malera. I don't think you'll see much play. I don't think the sword's that good. Oh, I like Mirren Safe House. I don't know if it's gonna be good, but I'm gonna like think a bit more about it. And I think for like not having the full set. Oh, I need to freaking sideboard for not having the full set spoiled or anything. This is like a pretty high density of playable cards for a standard set. All right, let's cut all the Ragavans. Trim Counterspell number 4, Spell Pierce number 2. Maybe we'll trim Manamorphose and then keep Counterspell 4. Are there any 4 Mirrodin equips I like? I don't think so. The cat with the hammer? I don't know if I'm not sure what the cat with the hammer is. Alright, classic basic mountain. I'm playing 1 mountain. I wanted 16 red sources. I wasn't sure. Isn't the sword a lot of card advantage? Every sword is a lot of card advantage if you have a creature that you get to attack with, you know what I mean? Would Shattering Spree be better than Brotherhood since it destroys your artifacts too? Well, it does kill my tokens. I think that I still want this like red can be kind of tricky. I think you put back Breach here. It's kind of close. That's on the mold of 5. Skrelv, yeah. Which card is Skrelv? Have I started thinking of interactions for Hellraiser? Yeah, Hellraiser is really interesting because I think that it's going to be best in a mostly fair deck where like you're just going to be filling up your graveyard, and you're going to be just kind of getting like, you know, you're playing a 3 mana 4/4 flyer that casts a spell for you, and that's just, it's kind of like a flying Bloodbraid Elf is the way I'm thinking about it at the moment. I do need a land. It's also good to graveyard somewhat aggressively. We have the Iteration, the Bolt. I think that's fine to graveyard. Yeah, I saw Breaking Entering, I think, is, especially in Pioneer, an interesting, like, more combo-focused version. So I think that you're going to see Hellraiser both as, like a fair Rakdos Bloodbraid Elf, Izzet Bloodbraid Elf, and you're going to see it, like, in more combo-focused shells, too. And it's good. I think that card is insane, and I'm surprised it was printed as is, to be honest. Okay. Alright, I guess we're going to slam that, and it's a little bit awkward with our Brotherhood end, but in theory, like, Brotherhood end is going to be enough more impactful against my opponent than me that it's going to be okay to lose our tokens. We can rebuild. We have the land that copies artifacts for X. Oh, I don't think I saw that one either. There's a lot to sift through. There was also a lot of leaks, so I'm not sure exactly what was leaked and what was. Okay, now I'm regretting losing that land. Oh, sorry, I should undo. Okay, sell this. Could maybe have kept Dress Down instead. I think the Breach is really good here, though. Look at Kimba. If y'all will link the spoilers, I'll take a look. I don't want to, like, you know, have to do the Googling myself in the middle of the stream. It's not just leaked. Okay, we'll take a look when it's spoiled then. Alright, so yeah, their draw seems to be somewhat weak this game, huh? Hopefully don't brick on, like, 7 looks at a land, though, or 8, or even more than that. Elodomri's Call in response. Wow. Oh, this card's okay. I don't think it's gonna see a lot of play, but I think it's okay. Fringe playable, if anything. Okay, they're grabbing a Ballista, which is also okay. I missed on lands again. Well, I guess this is how we can lose this game. Because we had, like, when I bottomed, I had the Bauble draw, a draw step, the iteration, draw step, iteration. Pretty tough. Which card is imprinted? This dragon! This dragon is crazy. I don't know, like, this card is, like, 9 cards in the yard is tough. Treasure Cruise is also 7 cards in the yard, and this is, like, turn 3. It's, like, not that crazy to get 9 cards in yard on turn 3 in Modern. The fact that they're not, like, instants and sorceries, they're just any cards in the fetch line format is really crazy. And this is just, 3 mana 4/4 flyer with Cascade is kind of how I'm thinking about it. And it's like, you even get some selection over the card you cascade into. Obviously, sometimes you're going to brick. You're going to hit 3 lands, but sometimes you're going to get 2 spells, and you're going to pick the best of the 2. Sometimes you're just going to hit another Hellraiser, too. Like, it's a Bloodbraid Elf that can cascade into Bloodbraid Elf sometimes. Into Bloodbraid Elf. I don't know. I think the card's really, really wild. The Exos are random. How am I mitigating it? You get 3 of them, though. People keep saying this. I'm just very passionate. I'm not yelling at you. People keep saying this, though. That the exiles are random. What do? You get 3 of them. One of them is almost always going to be like a useful spell. Like the odds that you hit 3 lands in your like 18, 19, 20 land deck in Modern is just not that high. It's okay. Non-creature on land, sure. I still. Oh, sorry, you can't hit. Oh, sorry. You're right. It can't hit itself. You're right. Bring the passion down. You're right. It can't hit itself, but still, you're just like if you just build your deck full of non-creature spells, which you need to fill the yard anyways, you are just not very likely to brick. Wow, they're so flooded, but just kind of classic mana flood versus mana screw. But we finally found the 3rd land. Just gonna go ahead and clean the board up. A card is unreal. Combo potential, fair deck potential. Ridicky dick. I probably won't say that again. They drew another brushland? That's so unlucky, wow. I think I'm gonna save my needle, right? Colder, 28 months, thank you. Yeah, new catchphrase, Ridicky deck. And again, deck tech for Crash. Sorry, I totally missed it. We're busy rambling. If you post a link in chat, I know it's 7 minutes ago. I just saw it. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was looking at the new Kimball too. Kimba. Is this it? Yeah, I haven't seen this one yet. Yeah, but yeah, I'm sorry, Cranch, you missed your deck tech. Whenever you're ready. Okay, so we can Needle the Saga. Probably gonna cast Consider this turn, and if I find a land, I might still like Bauble or Breach Bauble. But like, if I can wait on Breach until the latest turn possible, it's usually ideal. I can graveyard that though. Go, Iconoclast, go. Thank you, Cranch. Okay, let's read Kimba. Whenever Kimba or another cat ETB. Oh yeah, this is like the almost strictly better core outfitter, right? Like I think the first copy of this is like pretty free in Hammer, relatively free, and they have like pretty significant diminishing returns. So, you see like a decent amount of cards like this in Magic. But it's not super exciting, but it's like the first copy is just strictly better core outfitter. Core outfitter is a totally reasonable fringe playable card in Modern, and I think you'll see like most Hammer decks playing at least 1 copy, maybe 2. Okay, Rescamimator, Harvester. Ooh, is this Pioneer? Okay, there's a lot going on there. Let me win the game real quick. They might concede to the Breach, so I'm going to cast the Breach, but then I'll attack, so I don't have to worry so much about Delirium. I'm just going to graveyard everything, draw like 6 cards with Breach. I might play the Explosives out on 0. No, I should just play a second Channeler, and then Bauble 1,000 times. Flooding the board with tokens. So yeah, we're just graveyarding everything, trying to draw like 6 cards or something, make 6 tokens. See what their top card is. Okay, just a land. I almost want to tell them their top card's a land. Is that BM? I'll tell them. Oh no, they were conceding. No. I shouldn't have done it. Okay, we can keep this on the play. Obviously, kind of floody, but we have Ragavan and Iconoclast. I also don't know if is there a combo with, like, Undying Malice, or you're just, like... I guess Undying Malice Harvester's okay. But if you're just, like, straight up trying to, like... Oh, okay, Undying Malice War Chief. I don't know. 6 mana to Blitz. Yeah, I would be probably off of the Malices and just playing Thoughtseize instead. You can Thoughtseize yourself, which people always love. Sideboard has 8 cards. Am I qualified to build a Pioneer sideboard right now? I don't know. I feel like you should have 4 push in the sideboard. A lot of times you cut the Thoughtseizes for push. Don't play Gix's Command in any Pioneer deck. Corpse Explosions. I don't think you want to play Corpse Explosion because you don't want to exile your big creatures from your yard. This is standard? No! Chatter, you can't give me a standard deck list. I don't play standard. I haven't looked at standard. I don't know it's in standard. Do you see any band of the Blue Red Shell on the horizon? Wizards list things at random. There's no way to predict it. No, I'm sorry. Okay, so I do like this. I still think Rustin sucks. I still think it went 4th Harvester, 4th Mutt, 4th Cruelty. I still don't think these Malices are good. I don't know what else is in standard though. No. You can play like 4. What about 4 Lilianas, huh? 4 Lilianas? Alright, I don't think I want to be fetch shocking here. Is that any feedback? No. One more land? Yeah, I think a standard deck's 25 lands. Sounds good. I'll fuck it down. I'm sorry. I'm not just a wizard. I know so much about Modern because that's all I do. You know what I'm saying? With Breach on board, only 1 bolt and 6 other cards. You cast Bolt, opponent responds, force a bigger Breach, you cast Bolt again. Oh, only if it... Oh, Smuggler's Copter? I drew a land though, so we're dead. Only if there's another bolt in the yard. As far as the Mirror Retriever, Scrap Trawler, Chalice for that question, you play Chalice on 1 for 0 mana with Anvil in play, sack it, and then every time you return Retriever or a 1-drop, you can so you can either just Retriever and then Retriever trigger normal and then Spirits. Retriever will trigger normally and then this is so weird. They're not attacking with Copter. Retriever will trigger normally, and then the Scrap Trawler will trigger letting you play the Chalice, and then you get to play it on 1, and then that you can use that 1 to cast the Trawler. So I might want to bolt this before they can Spell Queller. I think there's also a chance they just don't crew. I do think the new edict is modern playable. I don't know exactly where though. Why does Anvil let you cast Chalice or Ulti Kicker 1? That's how cost reducers work with like X spells. I can't give you I can tell you that it works. I can't give you anything honestly more detailed than it works that way. You have to have Trawler in play. Yeah, you have to have Trawler in play, but it's also true, like, what's cool about the Chalice loop also is that even if you don't have Mirror Retriever, if you have Trawler, like, every time you sack an artifact, you get to tap Chalice for 1, sack the Chalice, sack your stars, spheres, the 2 mana one, Wellsprings, and then just you get to add a mana every single time you do that, which is pretty cool. Wow, strike 2 down and 2 will take its place. Also, my opponent is straight up not going to attack with the Smuggler's Copter. They're just not going to do it. Can I get an Expressive Iteration? Can you try the deck tech another time? It's hard to get questions off in chat. What I'm saying is, I'm trying to find, sorry, yeah, it's hard to, I mean, I will say this, like, the deck tech, it's hard for me to have, like, a one-on-one back and forth here. It's not necessarily the intention. I was trying to find swaps for modern, easier scamming, reanimating. Okay, so trying to convert it to modern. I see, I see. So I will say that trying to just convert a standard deck to modern is, I think, a bad path. I mean, let me see if I don't know if that's exactly how I want to phrase this. I think so though. Like your standard deck is really, really far away from seeing much play at modern. Like you have really almost no cards that I would consider to be like modern playables besides like the Undying Malices. And it's also true like in modern, like there's a scam deck and there's a reanimator deck. Blending those two strategies together is not just, you know, free and easy, if that makes sense. So I'm just trying to think. Like I can give you like a link to what I believe to be the best reanimator variant, and I can point you towards Young Dingo to find a scam variant. What about, yeah, I think converting that deck to a Pioneer deck would be doable if that's something you're interested in. Sure, that's fine. So yeah, so if you're listening to me, if you go back and like can rewind the VOD to like the beginning of the deck tech, then I did a lot of, I told you how I would build it for Pioneer at the beginning because I thought it was a Pioneer deck. So you can go back there. Well, Breach is pretty busted. I think I want to kill the Copter over the Phantom. I'm not sure. This video, yeah, like right after you read, yeah, you can click the videos and then rewind to when I started giving the deck tech advice, and it'll be there. They attack. I'm clicking back in for a lot. Okay, awesome. Probably gonna attack with all my soldiers this turn. We'll see what we find though. Do I want a Channeler or do I want an Iconoclast? I think I just want an Iconoclast. Well, the selection on Channeler is really big though. Yeah, let's do Channeler. And then we'll Grapeshot the Captain. Okay, keep that on top. And so I think I just send it with my tokens. It could be good to just put them down to 7 though. I think this is fine. I don't need to do too much math. Light Ordeal with the Twitch Prime, thank you. Yeah, it's also, yeah, they've been playing very, very oddly. Alright. Just Guy Spirits matchup seems fine. They're playing multiple Copters. I don't know if I'm going to bring in Pithing Needle for Smoker's Copter today. Dress Down's, I think, likely fine. Brotherhood is likely fine. Spell Pierce is likely bad. Counterspell, usually I would say, is not that good against Spirits, but I don't think they're actually playing Cavern. They might be playing Vile still. Maybe just play one Brotherhood in? I don't know. Maybe just one Dress Down. Let's do that. Or he'll be playing against Murktide. Yeah, I think Murktide is going to be tough. Murktide is going to be tough, which is why I have like 3 Hearses, because I think it's your best sideboard card. But yeah, I think this deck also gets like a lot of equity in other matchups that Murktide doesn't. Like specifically, I think it scales way better into the late game against control than Murktide does. Okay, that's pretty good against my turn 1 Ragavan. So why don't I play Channeler on turn 1 instead? Did yesterday's prediction not get paid out? Maybe. Yesterday we were having like really bad internet issues, which hopefully is not the case. I finished that league 3-2 though. Yeah, I saw it, Nox. Like, yeah, I wanted to talk about. We have so much to talk about today. I think I'm actually gonna probably hold up Counterspell this turn, and then bolt end of turn if I don't use it. Yeah, so Saffron Olive played against a player who was using Grove of the Burn Willows. Each opponent gains a life to turn on a Needle Bite Trap, which for a black, if your opponents gain life, you get to drain them for 5. And then copied it with main deck Lutri, and they had Obosh as a companion. A lot going on. I think we just graveyard that. Gonna be graveyarding pretty aggressively with the Breach in my hand, of course. And let's see if we can get Delirium here. No, but with a Breach in my hand, I'm certainly down for a second Channeler. And then I think I'll just go ahead and get my Mountain and then bolt the Giver, so I don't care if they Forge Tender. I'm just trying to get Delirium. Seth posted the whole video on Twitter replies. That's awesome. I saw the deck list. Graveyard. I could keep this for Breach next turn. I could go like Breach, consider, and if I find a Bauble off of like all of those, they have so much card advantage. I can also next turn like cast Ragavan Grapeshot. And then have like one more turn, and then give me Delirium. We'll keep it up top. It's close. Okay. Oh no. Alright, so let's just go ahead and make sure we get Delirium here, because we now have to race. Iovine, 27 months, thank you. Welcome back. I could keep that to destroy the sword. I think I'm actually just doing an okay job racing, though. And, like, graveyarding aggressively for the Breach is always a priority. Yeah, we're playing against a Jeskai Spirits deck with a lot of non-spirit cards. Very classic matchup. So they can make a Drogskull token. Why did they hit Ragavan in that face? People are so scared of Ragavan. The second Enganjo? How do you ever play around the second Enganjo here? It's impossible. Actually impossible. What can you do? Nothing to be done. Thoughts to do sword? Like all swords, like not gonna see a lot of play. It's cool though. So I'd like to find a land or a Bauble. Okay, I could just keep another Breach. That's good enough. Oh, first Pioneer Sword. Yeah, sure. That's definitely important. Surely they won't have a third copy of Engancho. Main phase make a token. So they're gonna move it over, okay. Not gonna move it over? So Breach Bolt doesn't kill them because they have 2 channelers. Bolt to the hand is interesting though, because now I can go Breach Bolt. They'll take 3. Stop 2 of those. Or Casting Breach for sure. Didn't I get a preview card? I haven't got a preview card since Double Masters 2. If we mill over Bauble, then we can probably Grapeshot, but we have to mill it over right now. No Baubles in the top 26 cards, sadly. I guess I could try to cast Consider and then mill over a Bauble and in like 3 looks and then draw a land. That could be okay. I got Thrumming Stone and I got something else. Lion Sash. Well, Lion Sash wasn't my Double Masters preview card though. Okay, I think we lose. I also could have found Manamorphose. I boarded down to 1, right? I think that's where my list is good, especially with like Blood Moon being less popular. Okay, let's go to game 3. They have exactly 7 on the crackback. Starting to like Pithing Needle more. Yeah, I had no idea Thrumming Stone was so expensive. I still don't know why. I still don't get it. It's like a cool gimmick EDH card and like literally nothing else. Maybe it's just rare. Hand's really close. This hand's good if we draw land, good if Ragavan connects, good if they have no removal, which they don't have that many. They do have Bolt in their deck. I would keep this if they didn't have Bolt for sure. Because we would just be guaranteed our 2nd mana from the Ragavan. They also have the Forge Tenders. I'm gonna mulligan. No, I see that they have multiple Forge Tenders. Yeah. I'm trying to remember what the other spoiler card was. I thought it was cooler than let's go back Iconoclast. I thought it was whatever it was, I thought it was cooler than Thrumming Stone. $2. It's $2 now after I gave it to y'all. 1 mana sorcery, destroy target artifact. If you control 3 or if you controlled that artifact, create 3 tokens. Oh, okay. So it's like almost a strictly better Kadaltha Rebirth. Not quite, I guess, because they could move it in response. So you can play 8 Rebirth. I mean, Rebirth is always the worst card in the Rebirth decks, though. Rebirth, worst card in the Rebirth decks. I think I actually want to play around Supreme or Mausoleum Wanderer. Ooh, cast it on Indestructible A. This is like much better actually. I guess I'm actually like always casting Ragavan here, so let me just get my mountain now. Alright, we did it. What other Twitch channels playing around Mausoleum Wanderer? Probably all the Pioneer ones, I guess. Don't quite have Delirium. You don't find the White Splash necessary for cards like Sanctifier. I mean, I have Dress Down for Sanctifier. And you also have, yeah, the Third Path Iconoclast tokens. I don't know, the white cards can help, but... Okay, not gonna attack. The white cards can help, but, I don't think that they're mandatory, and I like how this deck gets to be very low to the ground, very low curve. I mean, I like the build. What can I say? Glimpse? Okay, Glimpse the... Oh, Glimpse the Unthinkable. Yes, that was my other preview card. I wasn't purposely ignoring it. There's just so much to talk about today. Okay. 3 cards in their hand. Alright. Delirium. Wonder if it's ever better to kill the Wanderer. Probably not. I'll play this so I can pay for Wanderer, though. See if they tap anything. They shouldn't. Will I trade Iconoclast for Wanderer here? I guess this is so bad into Supreme Phantom. Maybe I just wait to attack with this. Remember the days with Eighth Vials a staple? Fish, spirits, taxes, ... slivers. Yeah, the staple of modern slivers and taxes. I don't know. Fish and goblins are like really good Aether Vial decks right now. They're both really good. Do I own a 10-gallon hat? Of course I own a 10-gallon hat. Every Texan is born with a 10-gallon hat. Alright, I guess with second Ragavan we'll attack with this one. Should attack with 1/1. Maybe guys can block down flyer. I didn't attack with... I mean, attack with this here? These, maybe? I only have 3. Weren't I born in Florida? I'll have to double check. What? Yeah, no, I know where I was born. What are you talking about, chat? Don't gaslight me into thinking I was born somewhere else. What the fuck? Spike, I think you were born in Florida instead. What has 5 cards in their hand? I'm pretty... I don't know. Like they haven't been violating in anything. I'm maybe supposed to just stop playing around stuff. Well, looks like I'm gonna get to counter something. I'm just sending in, I guess. Whatever. Now they violate a 3-drop. It's not even that good, though. Okay. This is fine. They tapped a mana, then didn't tap anything else. What is going on? Yeah, I don't know. You're probably confusing me with Charlie or something. I've been to Florida like once or twice in my life. Yeah, maybe they have all bolts in their hand and they just can't cast them. Yeah, we saw Bloated Contaminate here. This card is not going to be good at Modern. Entropy Engine, 12 months, thank you. I think it's not. I guess I kind of like didn't... When I read it, I didn't realize the Toxic dealt regular damage and poison one. I think it's still... Eh. I mean, I'm going to attack. There's a good chance I just put them dead to a top deck bolt at some point with this attack. 18 lands, by the way. They're tapping? So they must have a 3 to vial in. But they just haven't been vialing in 3s. My opponent straight up, like, just declined to vial in a 3, I think, 2 turns ago. I do think that thinning is less relevant than keeping my life total high here, not get alpha stricken, alpha struct. Must have been Queller. Had Queller then top deck the captain, maybe. Okay. Weird game. Just top deck a bolt. I guess they get another Queller, but they would have no, they would have quellered the counterspell. Let's go, easy peasy, just like that. Match surprisingly much closer than I thought it would be. Game 2 was tough. On the draw. I don't hate it. Or if I get a Giganta deck. Alright, this one's a bit better. I feel like this deck is very bad, but I also think the Kaya seems good. Okay. Well, let's take a look. Yeah, if I had one more land, I'd definitely have kept that one. I think New Kaya is very good. New Kaya isn't very good. This card is 7 mana. This card is 7 mana in Pioneer. Just a format that, like, you're being Grease Fanged on turn 3, combo killed by Mono Green on turn 4. And, you know, it's... The fact that it's hexproof is really cool. Like, if they're only on Drown, they can't even drown the Ragavan. I feel like I need to look at the Nganjo Saga build, like Restoration of Nganjo. I like straight up think this card is completely unplayable. I straight up do not think that playing Pioneer is not a format that you can just play like 2 7-mana planeswalkers that you're just hard casting them. I don't even know if Standard is like that, but like you're just playing. I'm playing 25 lands. I'm just gonna cast this on turn 7 sometimes. It's for me it ain't it's not connecting. Yeah, like 5-mana planeswalkers are like barely something you can play. Like I don't actually really even know what the Shieldred does or the Vraska does. I don't remember it being great. I think I can keep that. Croaks is gonna wreck me here. The fact that they're playing Croaks over Breach is kind of rough for me actually. Crooks is so good in these kind of matchups. I don't know. I don't know that I have honestly like more advice for you than like this is just not a good strategy, and like as far as I know from Pioneer, there's not really a good reason to build a deck like this and play like black white over Rakdos, and Kaya ain't it. Like Kaya's not the answer there. I feel like it's bad when I get yelled at. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm doing. I'm yelling at you, telling you please before it's too late. So with the Croaks escaping this Ragavan's not getting through, I think I'm just going to plan to discard it to their Croaks. A deck tech for Riot. Okay, Heat is a nice way to deal with the Croaksa. Recross the Hunger Tide. Now that's a name. Can also dash Ragavan next turn, discard Consider. I think I'd just discard the Ragavan. Oh, so this is just the... Oh, it's not just... Oh, this is awesome. So it's not just the insect deck. Alright, so you have 4, 8, 12... 16 lands. That's just not enough in a deck that's trying to cast a 3-mana spell. You need to be playing let's see. You probably need like 19 plus like 4 Pentet Prism or something, or like Green Black Talisman. Something. I can graveyard that. We get one more selection here. Grapeshots. Okay. So let's just go ahead and draw 1,000 cards. Oh, this is cool. I like what you're doing. Let me take this turn real quick, and then we'll keep going. There are 20 lands. Okay, I must have miscounted then. Oh, I think I didn't look at the creatures. Okay. I was just looking at the instants and sorceries for the MDFCs. What are they drawing? Thoughtseize, okay. Underworld Breach is a broken magic card. I'll try to keep Bolt in my yard if possible. And Manamorphose. Couldn't you win? Couldn't you tell me how I could win here? What are you talking about? I couldn't. I cast Breach with my last 2 mana. It's not that broken. Why no kill? Okay, I think I'm just gonna take one extra card rather than leave these in the yard, by the way. I could also have kept the other breach, but just take the card. Cheat out a land? You can't play a land with breach if that's what you're saying. Alright, so this is, we're drawing 8 cards. It's 2 mana, draw 8. So sick. Okay. Okay, so why the Manamorphoses? I'm assuming they're in a recross the path pile. So you recross into Grist all your insects, right? Then you have intent to sack to get these. I think you have Gnaw of the Bone to gain 1,000,000 life. Yeah, just tell me why. Yeah, oh man, that's so sick. To be honest, Bauble enables all the broken stuff. I mean, not all of it, but I mean, Bauble and Breach are both broken. You know, both these cards are ridiculous. Maybe I want 2 hearses. I don't know if I want all 3. It's pretty good in the matchup, though. They've done from Counterspell 4. Cut the Manamorphoses. And then it's like, usually, I think against Murktide, you want to cut the Grapeshot. Against Shadow, like, Grapeshot is just like a win condition. But I think I want 3rd Spell Pierce enough. I don't want to talk about bans today. I just don't want to do it. Okay, who's the deck techer? I'm sorry, but what was the point of the Manamorphoses? Because I feel like this deck is really close to just being chef's kiss. I'm just trying to figure out why you have the... Oh, you have a Hierarch to ramp? Interesting. What I don't like about Hierarch is, like, you only have 4 lands that cast this on turn 1 to fix mana. Yeah, I would rather play, like, the Golgari Talisman, I think. Like, the Golgari Talisman fixes, but also, like, you can play Golgari Talisman into a 1-drop on turn 2. And then, I don't know. I mean, it fixes mana on turn 3, but... Yeah, I agree with that, too. I think I want to play Aether Vial over Hierarch, because you have 8 ways to cast that turn 1. You might want to consider playing, like, untapped, like 2 untapped, keep this, MDFCs that aren't green or black. Like, I think that, like, it's like -3 Manamorphose. Instead of the talismans, maybe you just play 3 off-color MDFCs that enter untapped, so you can have 11 untapped lands. Because this deck really, really, really needs to, like, get to 3 mana. And then you can play Vial over Hierarch if you wanted to, and then you have 11 ways to cast the Vial. But this deck seems sick. I really like it. I really, really like it, I'll also say. Tip exclamation point deck clear sandwich. You can get some info on that. Yeah, being able to Vial and Grist seems really nice against counterspell decks. I could be wrong about the Vial, I suppose, too. But known to be wrong once or twice. Okay, so we're gonna hold this Bauble, draw our land here, and then heat the channeler. Yeah, that's true. With Vial lets you go off on 1 turn, right? Or potentially. It would maybe something more sort of like play test and then like see how it performs also. Nordu, 16 months, thank you. Yes, Springleaf Drum, maybe not. I'm gonna main phase this. If I find a channeler, we can gets value off the Bauble. Although maybe Bobbling could like let us find counterspell to hold up. Soulless Jelly, let me take a look. So many spoilers today. It's been a lot to manage. Yeah, the insect deck seems sick. I like the deck a lot, by the way. Great job. Permanents in graveyards can't enter battlefield. Players can't cast non-creature spells from graveyard or exile. 2 mana. Oh, the 0/4 is really nice. Doesn't stop creativity, doesn't stop cascade. But not too bad. I guess we'll iteration. If they have a spell pierce, they'll pierce this, and we can breach next turn. And if not, that's also good. So I guess we'll go hand, bottom, exile. It does stop cascade? Permanent players can't cast. Oh, yeah, sorry, you're right. It does stop cascade. Of course. Yeah, seems great. Love it. It's colorless 0/4. Great card. Even spell pierce here. Or drown. Okay, maybe this deck's busted. Or like this archetype is busted, huh? We can keep this. Gets Force of Vigor. That's a good point, yeah. That's a good point. But like, again, like it's colorless, so like this giving access to any deck that doesn't have access to like the white hate bears is really nice. You know, no super fast Boros prowess with ground of you play breach there. So that deck doesn't play Bauble, right? So I think probably not. I don't think you can play breach in any deck without Bauble. Which, you know, Bauble's broken, breach is broken, and they're just like kissing nonstop. Let's try to find a land. Ding ding ding, best land too. I think I'll play the Ragavan. I think you could make a good case for waiting a turn. But I think with like how good my hand is, I just want to use my mana efficiently. Okay, so we're up against burn. Alright, that's a good draw. Will I be a DreamHack Dallas? Maybe. Probably. Should I try Breach and Red Black Walk with Bauble and Channeler? You could try it. I think that the big issue is like what is that deck doing better than Grixis? Fuck, no! Oh, maybe I should have Spell Pierced. Dude, their curve is really good against mine. Brutal. Okay, we found the removal. Do I put a second removal spell in my hand, I guess is the question. I think yes. Maybe I guess I should have handed the heat. Yeah, burn really good deck. Okay, glad I kept the extra removal spell. What do you think of new Tyvar and Devoted Druid? I think it's got a lot of potential. I'm not sure exactly how good it's going to be. It's a spins a Rift Bolt. Gross. So I can't crack this fetch lands. Alright, I know it's kind of weird. I'm going to keep this on top. This will let me go like Breach, Manamorphose a bunch, and hopefully if we're a little bit lucky. And I guess I should probably Spell Pierce this. This way I don't have to hold up Spell Pierce for an instant speed 2 mana burn spell. They just won't be able to play it this turn, and I can try to Grapeshot combo kill. Not very likely, right? But it feels like my best chance to win. Obviously, they could also just brick. Not something I really want to count on. Well, we can't hold up the Counterspell, but the Counterspell would be really nice if my opponent does end up bricking. So I guess we'll just play Iconoclast, Canal, pass. They have to have nothing, and it's really tough for them to have nothing here. Yeah. Okay, 2 game, 2 we go. Get to bring in the extra spell pierces and the Flusterstorm. I don't think I'm bringing in anything else. I know the Grapeshot was like my out there, but I think I'm just going to cut the Morphoses and the Grapeshot. Maybe we could cut an Iconoclast. Imagine if we had Weatherstorm. Yeah, I agree Weatherstorm would be nice against Burn. I'm on board. Can this deck can storm for 15? It can. Not that consistently, but it can. Maybe I will actually just be trimming like 2 Considers Iconoclast and try to keep the Breach combo killing. Alright, Ragavan's really good against Burn. Usually I'm going to keep this. Something for Sanctifier. We have Dress Down for Sanctifier. It's not like amazing, but it's, nothing is amazing against Sanctifier. Maybe that's not true. Would be an interesting line to not play creature there. I don't think... interesting is probably not the word I'd use. Playing on exactly Searing Blaze. You have to put pressure on them. You have to kill them. It's just going to get worse and worse for you. Conman, 25 months. Thank you. Yeah, it feels good to be playing Iconoclast again. It's on a Moldify. That's good for us. Leave it back to block. Yeah, you are. GG. Even drew freaking Spirebluff Canal. Canal's a crazy draw there. Do I join the Breach hype train and play 1 over the 3rd Murktide and Arsiki this weekend? If you want to. I think Breach is really good. The exact number, like, I kind of think you should, like, I'm just playing it over Murktide here. One big, like, point against that is that it does make you worse in the Murktide matchup. That's, like, a pretty significant point against it. But I think it makes you, like, a lot better against, like, blue-white control. Like, this version is, I think, better against, Rakdos. I think it's better against Grixis Shadow. And also, like, potentially just, in general, more powerful. But, like, the card Murktide... Like, usually, like, your answer for Murktide in the Murktide matchup is your own Murktide, and we don't have our own Murktide. I just have another Ragavan. I'll just let this die. I'm tempted. I'm not going to cast it. Just bolt them, cast Eidolon. Probably can't lose. In my experience, the Jeskai Breach easily wins against Murktide in the Pseudo Mirror by either Teferi bouncing. Yeah, the White Splash helps for sure, but I like how low to the ground this version is. It has better mana, mana curve lower, and also, like, it's like this deck gets to play Counterspell, which is, I think, really hard to fit into the Jeskai version. Could bolt them here. I haven't had a single relevant spell off Ragavan. Okay, I think with them bolting this, I'll try to get Delirium and Race. Okay, I don't want Delirium that badly that I'm gonna graveyard an Expressive Iteration, though. Doesn't even change my clock. They've got no cards in their hand, though. I'm at 14. I'm drawing Iteration. We're feeling pretty good. Yeah, but you can also go, like, Breach Bolt Heat or, like, Heat Bolt. Like, you can kill a Murktide, but you can also counter it. We have 3 at Hearses. It's not like it's just a nightmare, but it's not like it's good either. Just kind of digging for a bolt or Counterspell. My action per minute is so high, but in Magic, so maybe my reflexes can get better in Dark Souls. Oh, good news for the Dark Souls. I said yesterday I did some more practice, of course, off stream. I not only did I beat Gwyn 3 times in a row, I beat Gwyn with the double parry method 3 times in a row, which is really exciting. I knew it was gonna get better, but I just wasn't sure how quickly it'd be. Oh, also, I have a new strat on Sif that's like a little bit more boring, but like makes Sif like I think consistent and like much easier, which is also really exciting. So things are getting better. Ornstein and Smo somehow is getting worse. They're kicking my ass more than they have been. But besides that, things are getting better. Okay, I think I'll just keep the mountain. It's a painless land. Is Dark Souls one of my favorite FromSoft game? I don't know. Like, I think my love for, like, Dark Souls 1 is kind of, I think, special, where it was my first one. And there are a lot of things about Dark Souls 1 that, yes, I do like more than the other ones. So, like, I like the environments and the world building and the, like, aesthetics, I think, more than... Maybe not the aesthetics. The aesthetics of Elden Ring are really good. So it's, like, aesthetics and, like... smoothest of gameplay for me, it's like you can't really beat Elden Ring. Sekiro is also insane. I don't know. I like Sekiro. They're also good. It's just kind of hard to like pick an absolute favorite, I guess. Having Counterspell there is really nice, huh? Any plans on playing some practice mid range? I played it, I think, a little bit off stream recently. I can't remember if it was off or on. I think I went 3-2. There was not very many new ideas there, but like I'm open to it, of course. Always stay open. Have I considered Counterspell? It's been the same card all league. No. If it's been the same card all league, it just doesn't matter. It's like this was like a big conversation back like when Image 2 was even like first being spoiled. We were like comparing when Counterspell and Mana Leak were the same card versus when they're a different card. But like what's one thing that's like really like unsaid or like should be said when you're having this conversation is that when Mana Leak is worse than Counterspell, you lose the game. The game is over. It's not like, oh, it's a little bit worse. It's like the game is straight up over because you couldn't counter the spell, like most of the time. And so, like to say, oh, it's gonna be the same card this league. It's the same card this league, like against Tron and Titan and Cascade, where they can pay. You just straight up lose. It's just over. And so, to me, that's like not even close to being worth Gigantha. As someone who has played so much Mana Leak, I have played so many Mana Leaks in my life, I like straight up never want to cast that card again. Never again will I cast Mana Leak. Gigantha's broken, it's not that broken. Yeah, not leaving that back against the Goblin Guide when they're at 5 is kind of loose, but I mean they have to high roll here. Okay, we're 4-0. Yeah, Breach is also broken. Mountain Counterspell, huh? I think it's a Kahira deck. I think it's Kahira. We can keep this, and then I'll play Island on turn 1 because I'm not gonna likely need to bolt against Kahira. That doesn't sound random, sounds reasonable. Fair enough. Okay, I'm gonna not play Channeler because we could get chalice if I play Channeler. I've fallen out of love with Modern, unfortunately. Well, whenever you fall out of love with Modern, it's very important that you send a professional breakup letter to me, letting me know that you will not be watching the stream anymore. And it's also common courtesy to gift 100 subs when you break up with Modern. Just, common courtesy. As a, final farewell. What's the difference between Iconoclast and Young Pyro? It triggers off of Bauble and Breach. Makes artifacts that block Sanctifier, I guess. I'll keep an Expressive Iteration. Although it does mean, I don't know that I want to jam an Iteration here necessarily. Okay, I guess I'll jam. Oh, well, now I'll just play Ragavan, Counterspell up. Not breaking out. Yeah, I'm just teasing you. I'm just teasing you. I don't know. You know, this is kind of a very common thing every Magic player deals with, including me. And it's just like, you know, one important thing to remember is that no game is meant to satisfy all of your creative outlets. Like I feel like I am able to engage with Magic in like a somewhat unique way. I think I should probably use my mana and counterspell this. I feel like I'm able to engage with Magic in a kind of unique way, and you know, the stream enhances the experience in a big way for me too. But you know, one game is not meant to just give you everything you need out of like as far as creative outlets go. And playing a different game, playing a different format, you know, kissing someone that's pretty, petting a dog. These are other things you could do in life too. And you know, having variety is really important. No hitting Dark Souls 1 is something we should all do whenever we're bored with any Magic format. Clever Pig, 9 months, thank you. Yeah, it's like, I mean, also congratulations to Doomwake for going full time. Very exciting. Doomwake is going to be full time again. We're very excited for Doom. We love Doom. But also, like, the whole Doom hating Modern thing is so funny to me because it's like, Doom's like, I played 2,000 of hours of Modern and now I'm sick of it. I'm sick of Modern after 2,000 hours. It's just like, well, you're probably just not supposed to play games for this long, really, is the real answer. Alright, I think we go Hand, Bottom, Exile. You know what I mean? It's just tough to play games this many hours and still, like, enjoy it. And again, I'm able to not burn out most of the time because I engage with a pretty unique way. But even then, I think I'm pretty good about just taking a break when I need one. Will I ever do Elden Ring challenge runs? We'll see. I don't know. I'm enjoying the no-hit run. I'm not like that good at it, but we'll see. Jace the Mid Sculptor. Oh, that would be a good tweet. Just like edit out the N and then move the D over. Mid is kind. I am quite kind. Thank you for noticing. Alright, how many more times do I want to bauble here? I think I should bauble at least once, but I have 2 more breaches in my hand. Maybe I should bauble at all. My gut is telling me to do it 1 time. But my head is telling me to do it 0 times. Okay, we'll listen to my head this time. Oh no, don't put Kahira in your hand, no! Don't cast Kahira! No, blue-white opponent, no! Poor blue-white opponent. Oh, no way. That's an insane draw. Yeah, deck, I'll take the best possible off the top, please. Extra, extra salt. Hold the Modern Horizons one. I don't know. Yeah, extra sauce. Always extra sauce. So can I go? I can just go Bolt from Hand, Bolt from Yard, Grapeshot, which is 5, 6, 7. So 7 plus 6, 13. It's not lethal. Not even good. It's not even lethal. Okay, another Bolt here. So now I can go Bolt, Bolt from hands. Manamorphose again. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's enough. Grapeshot. Oh, just Grapeshot twice. Yeah, that was a bit better, huh? We found it, though. We found the line. We found a line. Yeah, that was better, though. Simply cast the Grapeshot twice, gamer. Wow. Alright, so we're going to bring in the full 4 copies of Spell Pierce, which is really important to be able to deal with, like, Chalice and Rest in Peace, potentially. I could bring in a Explosives to, like, have an out to, like, those cards resolving. I kind of want to go down to 2 bolts and 2 heats anyways. So there's room. Seems fine. Moon. I don't think you want Moon on the draw. It's like it's kind of mid against blue white anyways. It's okay. You can play 1. Well, fair was it was in quotation marks. Right, let's keep this. So I think with this hand, I'm actually just gonna hold up mana. Where like it would be nice to go like consider into a land in theory. And then have Ragavan plus Pierce up on turn 2, or be able to Pierce a Rest in Peace or Chalice. Like, not getting got by those cards early is really important part of this matchup. Okay, Mountain does work. It's not mid there, Impending and Binding as removal. Well, it's just not that hard for them to get a Plains. And, like, Binding 3 mana, Pending still 1 mana. Alright, I think I'll Spell Pierce this. If they do have Chalice or Rest in Peace, we get to hit them with Ragavan. If they have Teferi, they'll probably bounce the Ragavan, and then I can go, like, Channeler Heat or Ragavan Heat, or draw land and have Pierce up too. Alright. Feels good to be the one playing Pierce this time. A little bit flooded though. Or not flooded, Iconoclast. Threat heavy, threat flooded. Shocks in the fountain. I think I have to graveyard. I really need to find like Consider, Bauble, Iteration, Delirium. Yes, I would love Semester. Thank you so much. The new Mintimum type card is the modern playable. It's like fringe playable probably. I'm not like particularly high on it, I guess. So I don't have Delirium actually. It's okay. Four Iconoclast seems too much. I'm not playing 4. I have 3. All of them are in my hand. I think I was probably supposed to heat the Channeler, not the Solitude in theory. No Dart is interesting? Not really. You don't ever want to play Dart in your counterspell deck. Get you in the play for game 3. Oof. Could still draw out of this. That is a start. Still no Delirium, but obviously a start. There's Delirium. So good that they're drawing an island. don't want to trade, but the soldiers will gum up the board for the solitudes. Alright, that's interesting. So their hand is Island Mystery card. So they can just like Kihira and then give these both vigilance. Would I counterspell Kihira? I think no. So I'm just gonna make blue-red. Awesome. Because I would heat the Kihira or bolt it. Yeah, winning this game would be crazy. I think I'm liking the mountain. I wasn't sure if I wanted to play it. Well, I'll definitely iterate into iterate. Okay. So hand, bottom, exile. Cast this. What about Burgi and Breach? Burgi's kind of a weak card. I think that you could play Burgi maybe in like the Waste Not version I played the other day, but that one's like kind of an exception because you kind of don't care about card quantity as much. So being like 1-for-1 is, or like getting your creature killed is not as important in that deck. Get minus? I don't think they can minus. Am I crazy for an EE on 0? You could EE on 0. I think that I'd rather not. I know it would get a chalice, but like being able to EE on 2 is kind of nice. Maybe should have. I'm not sure. They really need to have like found a counterspell like right now off the Teferi +1. Gaming 4 months. Thank you. Bounce their binding. This is 5 mana Teferi, not 4 mana 1. Oh, no, sorry, not 3 mana 1. Oh, this resolved. That's cool. I guess we're gonna start Manamorphosing. I think 2 is the right number. This is like kind of like what I was getting stuck on when I've been working on this deck for the last few weeks. Is the number on Manamorphose. And 2, I think, is like the right number. I think in like 3 Iconoclast, 1 Grapeshot, that split was a little bit tricky as well. Just graveyard anything and everything. Don't need to shock right now. Okay, great to have found Grapeshot. So I guess I'll just be going for like double Grapeshot probably. Like a lot of tokens. I'm not sure if this is going to be a kill, but it'll be... I'll get to like clear the board and have a crazy board state at least. Escape DRC. Well, if I escape DRC, I can't double Grapeshot, but if I escape DRC, I think it's better to do it this way. Because I'm not gonna be able to. I don't have enough cards in my library to just like go through it and kill them that way either. Thank you, sweetheart. How are you doing today?
Yeah, good. My legs are sore as hell, and going up the stairs was really hard.
Yeah, our 5 flights of stairs.
Yeah. It feels like it. When
It feels like it. I mean, that's funny.
Yeah.
It feels like it because we do have 5 flights of stairs.
Sure. Look, Lucy's here.
Thank you, Lucy. Lucy is so cuddly this morning.
Oh, yeah.
I am.
Is she cuddling you?
Yeah. And you too.
I mean, she's always cuddling me.
Alright, so we'll go... I'm going to be able to Grapeshot twice for a total of 15. 2/2. Oh, so I could have EE'd on 0 also. Which I think I probably want to at this point. But let's go. Same targets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I need the E first. If I E first here, I may be able to Manamorphose again before one more Grapeshot.
Lucy, come here.
Oh, you almost made me misclick.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to move the trash.
Oh, yeah. The trash actually goes there.
Yeah, but this is not a trash cam. This is a Lucy cam.
True,
Lucy,
true,
come
true.
Although people love trash cam.
Yeah.
Come on, Lucy, come here. Yes. Come on.
Oh, I don't know what I did. I messed up against the Teferi somehow. But let me go to combat. Okay, so I can go to combat. I can hit them for 11 more. So this is going to be 5, 8, 8 plus 11, 19. Not enough. Okay, almost misclicking again. Thanks to...
Lucy this time.
Yes, thanks to Lucy this time.
You want to turn on the Lucy cam?
Yeah, we haven't had it in a while.
There she is.
We have some old record up here.
There she is. She's probably gonna
Just keep Counterspell up. Well, the problem with keeping Counterspell up is like the only thing my opponent can really even do here is Supreme Verdict, right? I think I'm not gonna Manamorphose again though. Maybe I should. Yeah, I should, but this time I'll be like actually card selecting with it, I guess. But like, yeah, the only thing they can do is Supreme Verdict, so I need to not keep up Counterspell. Yeah, we're dead to Shark Typhoon. If that was their one card off Teferi, that would be like a really funny loss. You'd think they would have done it for one and try to like find Leyline Binding or something.
What was up with all those cards that were there?
What was up with all those cards?
Yeah, the red cards.
Well,
Grape seed?
Grapeshot.
Ah,
I was casting them.
that was a lot.
Yeah, so Grapeshot, you get to copy it for each spell you've cast it before that turn. So I cast 9 spells before, so I got to copy it 9 times. Man, I can't believe we won this game. Then deck tech for clear. If you post the link in the chat, clear, I can take a look.
Did you see? Did you see, baby?
All right, 5-0'd our first league. Pretty good. Got Lucy, pretty good. I think we're just gonna run it back. How am I dead to Typhoon? I was at 2 life. They just make a 2/2 attack for 2.
Baby. It's because she follows me.
Yeah, it's kind of futile.
No, Lucy.
Is Portal still worth money? Probably not that much.
Come here, Lucy.